G'day guys and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video I'm going to be going over last week's tips and giving you guys my tips for round 20. So if it looks and sounds like I'm not well, then I'm not well. I've finally come down with that dreaded virus that I will not name for monetization purposes. Yeah, let's jump in and let's see how I went in round 19. So starting off, we had the Broncos and the Eels. A lot of people were taking Parramatta. 58% in fact took Parramatta. I said, no way, I'm taking the Broncos. I feel like the Broncos will get the win, and they came through. Again, 83% took Manly. I took St. George Illawarra. Oh, St. George are going to be desperate. They're going to want to get a win here, and they did. More than 4 points. It did end up being 14 points, but gosh, that was a good win for the Dragons, I'll tell you. Roosters and Knights, look, this was an easy one. I think most people went the Roosters. I'm pretty sure I did say I wouldn't be surprised if the Knights put up a fight with Kalen Ponga getting knocked out fairly early in the game. There was no fight for the Knights to put up. The Roosters absolutely killed them, and credit to the Roosters. You know, they're in the top 8. They're fighting for that spot, so good on them. Raiders had a horrible start to this game, but credit to them, they got the job done in the end, and quite comfortably, I might add. When you watch that game, 26-14 is actually a really good result for the Raiders, so good win for them. Another team pushing for a top 8 position. Panthers and Sharks. I thought the Sharks put up a really good fight here, and I don't think 20-10 really, reflects the game that was played. I think the Sharks played extremely well, but the Panthers were just too good in the end. So shout out to Cronulla, man. They played a very good game of footy, but it just shows how tough this Panthers side is to beat. My Rabbitohs against the Storm, and I literally changed this tip at the last second in last week's video. So I'd say most people tipped the Souths. 55% did. Look, I didn't think Souths would play poorly. I thought they'd take it to the Storm, but it was a long time coming for us to beat the Storm. So I'm proud of the effort the boys put in. But yeah, look, I will apologise to the Rabbitohs and the Rabbitohs fans for not being more confident in the boys. Obviously, I tipped them to win. I thought they could, but I was not expecting the game they played. They were outstanding. I couldn't fault one of them. All right, next up, we've got the Doggies against the Titans, a high-scoring clash in the first of the Sunday games. Bulldogs looked absolutely phenomenal. I thought they came out strong. The Titans made a little bit of a comeback, but it fell short. I just think Josh Adokar looks in top form. And the Bulldogs are looking dangerous. So I reckon they could take it to some of those lower top 8 teams. I honestly do. All right, last but not least, the most controversial game of the round, the Cowboys and the Tigers. And now, obviously, I'm glad the Cowboys got the win. Reason being, I got a perfect round this week, so I'll take that. But was it deserved? God, no. That was probably the worst call in the history of the NRL. That was atrocious. I don't know what happened in at full time. It's just a bloody blur to me now, because I was watching and I'm like, what is Chad challenging? Like, I don't understand how you can challenge something that wasn't called on. So yeah, I just think the Tigers were dudded here. Absolutely, they should be off the bottom of the ladder. Titans fans, Clarkey, I'm sure you guys are breathing a breath of fresh air. Same with the Cowboys fans, to be honest. But definitely did not deserve that win. But hey, I'll take it for the fact that I move up in my tips. All right. Next up, round 20 this weekend. All right, starting off with the Roosters and Manly. You got to tip the Roosters here. 84% of people are. Roosters will absolutely flog Manly, I believe. There are so many players out over this Pride jersey thing, and while I don't want to bring politics on my channel, I think it is a little bit unfortunate that these players won't play. I won't say too much on it, but I personally think that they should suit up and play. But hey, man, it's their choice, I just think that as a nation, we need to be moving forward, and I'm not going to talk on it anymore. I don't want to bring politics onto the channel. All right, next up, we've got the first of the Friday night games. Storm will finally bounce back after losing 4 in a row. They're not going to lose 5. They will beat the Warriors, and 91% of people agree. Eels and Panthers could be a very close game. The only team to beat the Panthers this year is Parramatta. I don't think Para beat them this week, and I'd say the fans probably agree they do. I think Panthers are just on an absolute crazy tear at the moment. I don't see them losing too many more games this year, if any, to be honest. I'd say they'd be disappointed about that loss to Parramatta because they could have nearly gone a perfect season. All right, Titans and Raiders. I've got to agree with the tipsters here. I think the Titans win this. The Raiders win this one really easily here. I think a 20 to 30 plus victory. I think it's going to be an easy run there for the Raiders against the Titans, which will really help the Raiders for and against because they're a bit behind with that, I believe, as are the Dragons, to be honest. But continuing on, we've got the Rabbitohs against the Sharks. Dale Finucane has been named to play. However, he will go to the judiciary tonight. I am recording this on Tuesday afternoon. It won't get uploaded until Thursday morning. So I don't know how the Sharks are going to move stuff around. I'd say Cameron McInnes probably comes into the squad at 4 or comes into the 13 for Dale Finucane because I think he should get off. It was a head clash. Yeah, it was brutal, but it was a head clash. I think it would be a bit unfair if he was to get suspended. That's me as an NRL fan. As a Rabbitohs fan, hope he gets 3 to 4 weeks and misses this game. So, I am going to back my bunnies again. I'm not going to back against them. I think we're in a really good spot at the moment, and I think we can take it with those top 4 teams. So I'm backing the bunnies there. I know it's at Shark Park. Sorry, guys. I know it's at Shark Park, but I think the bunnies get the job done. Broncos and West Tigers. Oh, Broncos win this so easily. I know the Tigers, after that issue on the weekend, they're going to want to bounce back and have a good game. But I think Broncos win this 30 plus. And I know a lot of people would say, man, don't discount the Tigers. Don't discredit the Tigers. They can play good football. I know they can. But I just don't see them matching it with the Broncos. All right, Bulldogs and Knights. Tipping the doggies here, surely. Yep, everybody's tipping the doggies. I'm backing them by 8 points. I think they'll have a good win here against the Knights and prove why they could be a premiership threat in 2023. I honestly do believe that. They're under Mick Potter. They're actually playing some damn good footy, and I personally hope that they go the way of Mick Potter instead of Cameron Ciraldo. I think Ciraldo could be a great coach, but at the same time, I think Mick Potter's doing fine at the moment, and I think he deserves a crack at first-grade coaching for at least one season next year. Right, next up, we've got the Cowboys and the Dragons. Surely everyone's tipping the Cowboys. Majority are. I think Cowboys bounce back and have a really strong win here. I know a lot of people probably will disagree with that statement and say, they didn't play well against the Tigers. I think that's why they're going to bounce back and have an enormous game here. Please keep safe out there, guys, because this COVID thing is crazy. I said it. I said the word, bloody hell. Hopefully I don't get in strife. So I think the Cowboys get a good win here. I think they're going to really bounce back after that pretty poor game against the Tigers. So that is my tips for round 20. Let me know who you guys are tipping down in the comments below. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for showing me support. It's been, honestly, this year, the growth of my channel has been enormous, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. So thank you so much for your support here. Please do slap that sub button though, guys, if you are new to the channel. It means the absolute world to me. Thank you all so much once again. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.